the chains that Chainlink networks launch on tend to rapidly increase their TVL, rapidly increase their developer activity, rapidly increase the amount of applications they build, which goes to the sentiment that I mentioned before, where our goal is to generate more and more great applications to reinvent our industry.
I want to share with you an altcoin project that I think can do really well going forward. My name is Aaron. This is Altcoin Daily. This altcoin actually has a history of doing well, especially in bear markets. Subscribe to the channel. We cover stuff like this every single day. If you're interested in making money in cryptocurrency, join the Altcoin Daily team. Now, this altcoin, the price is down now. It's been consolidating for a while. I think this altcoin will be big in the future. I mean, actually, it's pretty big now. It just seems like so few people have realized this yet. If you think you know Chainlink, you don't really know Chainlink. And in this video, I want to explain to you why Chainlink will be huge.
We just want really reliable, really great Web3 applications, and then the hundreds of trillions of dollars that will be reformatted into this reliable state will make everything happening now look like, like the very, very early days of something pretty amazing.
And it's not just me who thinks so. Former Google CEO and now Chainlink advisor, Eric Schmidt, last year, he shared his interpretation of the Chainlink vision and why he likes it and why he joined the Chainlink team. Now understand, after leaving Google, Eric Schmidt signed on to be an advisor and work for Chainlink. So imagine leaving Google and then deciding that the next project worthy of your time is crypto, and more specifically Chainlink.
The Chainlink vision is basically cryptographic truth is always the right answer. So your religion, if I can say it, is don't trust the human, trust the protocol, right? So roughly what way to say it. Well, that is a scalable model if you can get the technology to scale. And that's likely a major contribution to the computer architecture going forward.
Did you hear him? Chainlink is likely a major contribution to computer architecture going forward. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Chainlink is a decentralized network of nodes that provides data and information from off-blockchain sources to on-blockchain smart contracts via oracles. That's what Chainlink does in the most basic way. This process helps eliminate reliability issues that might occur if you would only use, say, a single centralized source to get that information. So I don't want to bog you down with too much information. I mean, you don't need to know how a cell phone works to use a cell phone or like cell phones. But Chainlink validators, they're given reliability scores based on the good data they provide. Then they're rewarded with link tokens when they execute this good data seamlessly, reliably. Chainlink is blockchain agnostic and has actually come a long way since it started out in 2017. So listen to Sergey Nazarov, the founder, give you an update on the blockchains that Chainlink is now servicing and the multitude of products Chainlink now offers.
So today we live in a multi-chain world. Chainlink is live on 15 chains. Some of these are EVM chains. Some of these are L2s. And then we have completely new blockchain designs like Solana. So we need to nowadays be able to target a heterogeneous environment of chains, not just EVM chains. Chainlink also has evolved and has many products, right? So there's not just data feeds, but there's proof of reserve, VRF, automation, CCIP, and so on and so forth.
So to be clear, many people think of Chainlink as providing reliable data delivery through data feeds, and they do that, but they offer more products and services besides just that. The Chainlink network also provides Oracle services for verifiable random function, automation, proof of reserve, also DECO, FSS, and CCIP.
And a nice benefit of that is also that if I make any improvements to the foundation, now everything that's built on top of the foundation will benefit from that.
Understand the direction that Chainlink is heading. The capabilities of Chainlink Oracle networks continue to expand to support more advanced data and compute services. At the same time, the cost of Oracle services continue to decline as a result of several key initiatives and industry trends.
Chainlink Scale is about cost reduction. So the Chainlink Scale program also builds on a great history of Oracle networks coming into various blockchain environments and creating a great kind of environment, basically, a great ecosystem for developers to build applications. There's a long history of when an Oracle network goes into and becomes live on a blockchain, that is when a certain type of application can be built. And once again, this is not just some idea I have. This is something proven out by facts and data, where the chains that Chainlink networks launch on tend to rapidly increase their TVL, rapidly increase their developer activity, rapidly increase the amount of applications they build, which goes to the sentiment that I mentioned before, where our goal is to generate more and more great applications to reinvent our industry. Blockchains value this, and because they value it, many of them are becoming more and more inclined and gracious enough to enable more and more Oracle networks to go live on their system. The way they're doing this is they're basically reducing the on-chain costs of Oracles to near zero for providing those services. So basically, the Chainlink Scale program makes it so that chains can reduce the cost of providing an Oracle network down by anywhere from 50% to 99% plus, making the providing of Oracle networks very, very low cost. That'll massively increase the amount of Oracle networks and help the Chainlink network scale without having to rub up against the high costs of on-chain fees. And this will increase the amount of data and services available on those chains, which has a very clear correlation to increasing the amount of apps built on those chains. And that has a clear correlation with increasing the amount of value that our industry provides, which also has a pretty clear correlation with the amount of value that flows into our industry. So if you all add it all back together, we're kind of just building all the great applications faster. That's what we want to do, right? So the Scale program eliminates costs, so more services are available to do all of that.
So Chainlink Scale, mega underrated, removes the need for Oracle rewards on participating blockchains, vastly accelerating the time it takes for Oracle services to become self-sustainable based on user fees, meaning blockchains cover operational costs for Chainlink nodes, developers then have access to greater Oracle services, more useful dApps are built, Web3 user base increases, more fees help support Chainlink, Web3 ecosystem becomes more sustainable. In addition, and subscribers of this channel probably know some of this because we update you on stuff like this all the time, Chainlink is the king of partnerships and integrations. Chainlink is the king of getting people to use them, their products, their services, their blockchains. There are 16,093 projects and 2,019 integrations. This is the current count, and they list everything on their website. Check it out. The one I want to focus on, the one that Altcoin Daily subscribers are familiar with, at least somewhat, Swift. This was huge last year. Swift announces they've partnered with Chainlink to use CCIP in a POC to enable 11,000 banks to connect to the multi-chain crypto world. Swift, so everybody understands, is a messaging network that financial institutions and banks use around the world to securely transmit information and instructions through a standardized system of codes. A lot of people understand Swift is kind of out of date when it comes to transferring financial data. It makes sense that they're looking at crypto. It makes sense that they're looking at Chainlink. How can you not be bullish on the future of Chainlink with the CEO of Swift speaking about it like this? You can't not be bullish. By the way, when he says breakthrough experiment, I believe he's talking about a product that Chainlink offers, a service.
In CBDCs in particular, we made a breakthrough experiment last year, whereby we came up together with several central banks and commercial banks with the results that we can, through the Swift platform, with all the controls that have been embedded over the past decades, through the Swift platform, we can bridge any country having any kind of technology or any kind of form.
How about this? Now, not the CEO, but Swift's director of strategy, a transcript. This is what he said about Chainlink, and I'll play you a clip in just a second. But he says, you have to reach the gap between institutions that have been there for ages and all of these blockchains that are going to provide these. You have to reach the gap between those institutions that have been there for ages and all of these blockchains that are going to provide services. There will be many of them, blockchains coexisting, some private, some Ethereum-based, many types. Swift doesn't have the potential to reach and connect all of them. We, Swift, do not bet in 10 blockchains this year, and if those 10 disappear, we lose investment. And it's the same for the banks. And this is where Chainlink's CCIP comes into place. If we, Swift, connect to the interoperability network, CCIP, and then we connect 11,000 banks with 20 blockchains and more to come, then we have these two infrastructures, Swift and Chainlink, that are secure, that are reliable, that are scalable and connected.
Have institutional investors saying, hey, Swift, we want you to be the network to connect to that. Now, in reality, connecting to this network for digital asset doesn't mean connecting to new, same infrastructures. It means that you have to bridge the gap between these infrastructures that have been there for ages and all of these new blockchains that are going to provide these services, whether it's issuance, clearing, trading, settlement of tokenized assets. And there are going to be many of them. There's already a few of them. Some of them are private. Some of them are Ethereum-based. Some of them are in anything that you can, any fabric that you can imagine, right? So Swift doesn't always have the potential to go and try to connect to all of them, right? Because if we bet on 10 this year and those 10 disappear, then we are losing investment in that. And it's the same for the banks. So this is where CCIP comes into place, right? So it's the perfect example of if you have this interoperability network and you have Swift that is using this interoperability network, we connect to 11,000 banks. You connect today to 15 Chainlinks, to 15 blockchains, but you can connect to way more. That's the bet that we're putting on you guys, and we're trying to encourage you to do more. Then you have these two infrastructures that are secure, that are reliable, that are scalable, that can actually work so that you can buy an asset whatever you want and you can transact it in whatever country and serve institutions such as Bank of New York Mellon or the DTCC to actually do that cross-border. Does that make sense?
Also, pretty interesting, Chainlink has ties to the World Economic Forum. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Now, you can like the World Economic Forum. You can dislike the World Economic Forum. I'm not here to say they're good, they're bad. I'm just saying a connection like this, whether you like them or not, this is huge. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, Altcoin Daily, for daily videos just like this. Let me know what you think about Chainlink in the comments below, and we'll finish with this, the future of Chainlink as described by Sergey Nazarov.
You're going to have applications in Web3 built on multiple chains using multiple Oracle networks composed into one application, right? If you think about Web2 applications, you don't know, do you know what cloud Uber runs on? Do you know what services or what cloud Netflix uses? No, you don't. You also don't super duper care, right? You just care that you get your show and you get your ride and you get your stuff delivered. That's all you care, right? Great. That's where everything's going. So where everything's going is I'm going to build my application in the best environment for what the environment needs to do for me, and then I'm going to need all these services to connect it all up and do all this other computation that environment can't do for me, and that's it. And that's just going to be how the more advanced things are built. So this is the architecture we want. We don't want everybody going bananas over any one specific thing. We just want really reliable, really great Web3 applications, and then the hundreds of trillions of dollars that will be reformatted into this reliable state will make everything happening now look like, like the very, very early days of something pretty amazing. So this architecture is the future of what we all want to arrive at. This architecture results in a hyper-connected world where multiple applications can use each other as services. There's multiple blockchains being used to make one application. There's multiple app chains being used even to make one application. And there's multiple Oracle networks as separate Web3 services being used to make one application.
Get your tickets to Bitcoin 2023 Miami, May 18th through 20th, Miami Beach this year. Use code Altcoin Daily, 10% off. This is the biggest Bitcoin conference of the year. Ticket prices continue to increase as we get closer to the event. Use code Altcoin Daily, 10% off. Get your tickets now.